My heart's beating. I'm nervous or excited. Is there a difference? Ooh. I know I tell Louise, if she says she's nervous, to think of it, just call it a different name, right? I learned that in one of my trainings that I did last year. Did lots of personal development last year. One of the things that I really wanted to improve was my speaking. Being able to come on here and feel confident and talk to you from my heart and share my message, right? Because it's important to me. That was where I had to start. I had to find out why it was important to me. Why am I doing this? What is the point? Like, why am I doing this? And I think when you dig deep in your why, for anything that you do, it helps you to turn up with a different energy because you know why you're doing it. So, why am I doing it? Why the hell am I still doing this? I could have just got on with my life. Thank you very much. I could have just said, I'm sober. I feel grand. See you later. Hang on. But I haven't. I've stuck around. And to be honest, I think sticking around has helped me because, like I said, having a purpose. I think, is that what I said? Having a purpose? Hi, Louise. How are you doing? Having a purpose makes you feel good. Do you agree with that? If you agree with that, please tell me I agree in the comments. Because if you think back to a time when you felt good, my guess is you had a purpose. Have a think back. Think back to a time when things were, maybe better than they are now. And think about, what were you doing differently when you had a purpose? Maybe you had a routine. You were probably getting up at the same time. Because you were getting up at the same time, you were putting yourself to bed at the same time. You had that sense of responsibility to someone else, and that alone gives you a feeling of pride that you're needed, and I think that's what sometimes we need to find our own sense of purpose. Like, it doesn't always come knocking on the door. And often what we'll do, if we don't give ourselves a direction, there's other people around you who are busy enough with their own direction will pull you into their life, right? So just take a minute to think. Are you working towards your sense of purpose, or are you responsible to support someone else with their sense of purpose and what they want, their goals and their dreams? Because I've been there. I've been there supporting other people, picking up for them so that they can go for what they want without being asked if it's what I want, without being considered about, whether that was weaved into my dreams. So I'm always careful that I consider what everyone's sense of purpose is around me, and I think that's what's been a huge breakthrough for me in my relationship, because now my husband, we're here in Wales and he's supporting his whole family, and he's obviously got his own setup here with like work, and he's got more of a I don't know, I suppose more of a sense of purpose with his dad and the farm, and maybe that was what was lacking. And often we don't know what's lacking when something's lacking, right? But that's that feeling of discontent. That's a really good clue. That's a good sign that you haven't given up. You know that you deserve more. You know that you deserve better. You know that that's the, your imagination can tell you that there's more. And I'm so pleased to say in this week's survey, I asked you, are you I'm not good enough? Or are you more, is this it? Is this it? And it was interesting because I think it's easier to admit to saying I'm not good enough. That's an easier hat to admit to having than saying, is this it? Because I think if you're in is this it, there's everything that we've been taught, which is like, be grateful for what you've got. And like, I don't know, just the whole sense of you get what you're given. Um, make do, that sort of thing. And often it's all of those messages that we've heard that give you that discontent, that same like, I want to drink, no, I don't want to drink, like that dissonance, isn't it? Between what you want and what it hasn't caught up with what you really want. You haven't really gone deep enough to know what it is that you really want. You need to care enough. And to be fair, I'm here for the people who care enough. I'm here for the people who are thinking, is this it? That's who I'm here for, because it means that you want more and I'm here to help you get more. I'm here to keep picking that scab so you don't just settle for a shitty life where you reach for a bottle of wine to forget about how shit it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is another way. You can turn around and say, what is it that's pushing us to have the wine? Why do I feel I deserve it? Because in that way, you're finding out what it is in your life that you need to change, or that you want to change, or that would make a difference if you use your time and energy and focus to change that, right? So it's about digging deep and finding out who you are and what's holding you back, but in a way where you're taken through a process. That's what the whole concept is about. It's about saying, where are you now and where do you want to be? And what are the steps that you need to take? What's missing? And how can I help you? How can I help you get from there to there? It's individual for each person, right? But the signal on my ideal client, the thing that you're relying on, like I was, to get through that sticky point in your life is the alcohol, right? It could be, you could have relied on something else. Perhaps you might have eaten, or you might have thought, I don't like my husband, so I'm going to have an affair, and then another affair, and you just have this like need, it could come out in various different ways, but whatever way that it has come out, it's about saying, right, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for to say, what is it in your life that you want to change? And it might be starting with tracking when you're drinking and why you're drinking. Are you drinking because you're stressed? Are you drinking because you're not happy? Are you drinking because you're bored? Are you drinking because everybody else is drinking? Like, why are you drinking? And then another step further is, why do you want to stop? Why? What is it about that attracts you? What is it about it that is going to really make you dig deep when it's spring? And all the barbecues start and everyone's splashing the wine around. How are you going to feel then? Are you going to be able to have something deeper? Something big enough for you to clasp onto, and then when them wobbles come, right? Because it's like a choice, isn't it? You've got one thing or another thing, and you're choosing, you're constantly making that choice. And even by you saying, oh, I'm not ready yet, every day that you're having a drink, you're choosing that. And people say, oh, I can't afford it. I've purposely priced it so that you give up one bottle of wine a week would get you in my membership, okay? But I want you to reach out and speak to me. I need to know that I know I can help you. I need to know that you're in the right place. I've tested this and it doesn't work unless you connect with me. I need to know what it is that's holding you back so that I can be sure that it's the right place for you, okay? So I think that's all I'm asking people to come on the Zooms for, whether the Wednesday nights for you. I know it's really hard. I get it. It's uncomfortable. You feel embarrassed. I understand that, but I'm trying to be vulnerable and reach out so that you can come closer to me. Okay, but if you want us to speak to you on the phone, I'm happy to do that. If you just want to email, let's email. I've got my Sober Pen Pal trial that I'm happy to share with people. If anybody wants the link for that, 7 days Sober Pen Pal, where maybe we'll find out a little bit more about each other and see if my service is right for you. I think that's part of it, isn't it? It's part of acknowledging and observing, and it's going to get you in the mindset to start journaling, right? So it's not pass or fail. Remember, with my service, it's you get on there and you just keep going, and it's what you do if you fall when you pick yourself up, right? So in case you haven't met them, these are my 5 pals. I'll put the link to a short video so that you can meet them each like individual and find out a little bit more about them. And they're also featured in this week's blog post, right? So you start off stuck like Susie. Susie has no idea that removing the alcohol in her glass will give her the energy to change the things in her life that are bringing her down, right? She doesn't even know that that's an option. Okay, so that we're not talking about giving up forever. We're talking about taking back control. Think of it like Slimming World for a drink, right? Slimming World for drink. Because how many times have you tried to do the thing, but you've been held back by this? And this is turning it on its head. It's life coaching. This is what I designed because I wanted my friend. I really hoped I could have gotten her out of this. And you know, yesterday I heard of another wonderful mother from where I used to live, and she's had her children taken away, and like she's not even allowed to see them because unless she's supervised. And at one point I would have blamed her, I would have been judging her, and now I know it's because of the choices she's been making because of alcohol. You know, it starts with that. And not knowing that removing it is going to change every area of your life. It's going to improve everything. Your sleep, your energy, your clarity, your focus, your decision making. Especially when you're in a ship position like that, it's the best thing that you can do for yourself is to remove it. But for some reason, when you're a Susie, you're surrounded by other people who probably think what you need is a good night out or a bottle of wine. You know, it's because we've seen it, we've been reading it on our birthday cards for the last 20 years. You know, we've been pushing it on each other, saying, come on, this shows that we are independent. This shows that, you know, we're going to be one of the lads. You know? And now, I don't look at it like that. It's like, no, people are dying. Like my friend died, she was 52. People are dying because in the belief that it's helping them, and it's not. It's making them get their children taken away. Anyway, so it makes us very passionate when I think about it. That like it to me, it feels so wrong. It feels like, come on, like women are waking up. We're waking up, and we're seeing now being sober as the health-seeking choice, right? It's not anything to be ashamed of. Don't tell me friends, you know, what am I going to tell my friends that I can't drink on Friday night? It's about taking control, especially if you feel like it's slipping out of control. Don't wait, don't sit and wait until you think you're bad enough to quit. You know, maybe my friend didn't think she was bad enough to quit. It's really, really important that we take it seriously and we start observing our own behaviour and looking at why you drink, when you drink. And think, if you had additional pressure on your life, you know, what would be the thing you'd reach for? Do you need some other tools in the box that you can pass on to your children? Like they're watching as you're relying on it. You know, maybe do we need to think about another way, a different way? Like if we've got a situation that you want to change, like taking control and changing it. And it's not easy and it's not going to happen overnight, but it is possible with support and life coaching and making sure that you're on track. Accountability, connection, all of that's important, and women are missing it. We're missing that sort of connection, and that's why I've created this. So you start observing, like Ollie. right? And all of this starts landing and you think, oh my God, I don't need it to have fun. I don't need it to relax. What was I doing? You start looking at it differently and you become bold like Bessie. And maybe you've been bold this week. Maybe you've been on, a dry January, or many women in the community have been here over a year sober. So if you've been bold like Bessie, you're already at stage 3, but it's really important that you take it to the next stage and you think, what's going to keep me here? What's going to stop slipping back? Have you looked at it? Do you know what you want instead? Have you thought about how you're going to get there? Have you tried life, without it, or have you just stayed at home with the curtains closed? Have you had the difficult conversations with your friends, and have you decided that you've got this new identity and you now know that who you want to be and why you want to be that way? And suddenly you feel rebalanced like Riley, and you look back and you think, well, actually, I'm pleased that I started this journey, because this could take a year, it could take 2 years, it could, it's not pass or fail. You can go back and forwards. And all the while, I have personal development activities that I've used on my own journey that will get you from there to there and on and beyond, right? And I'm still on this journey. I'm still moving forward. I'm learning, growing. I'm, putting myself on the line doing this. And so that's what it's about. It's about pushing yourself to the next comfort zone, just outside, and then slowly you wake up and your life is completely different to what it was here when you were just relying on wine and hoping, well, you didn't really have any other plan, just drink wine, and then maybe, well, it won't go away. It doesn't go away, does it? It's still there the next day, right? So my dream, when you get here, you usually have your own dream. My dream is to build a community of solution-focused action takers, of women who want more, and of women who are taking back control and inspiring their family. I mean, my husband's now followed me. He's now a year sober. I'm 3 years. And it's just a completely different life. Anything feels possible. And I feel like it's a gift I've given to my children. So if you are interested or you're struggling, please don't think if this is like the second choice. Think of this as the sober choice, the best choice, the top choice, right? Because the energy that you have, and then the focus and the time and the decision making helps you create the life that you really, really love. It's not hard. What you're doing now is hard, so please reach out. Lecture over. Oh, my heart's beating like the clappers. Meant that. Has anybody got anything to say? I don't see who's watching. I see there's 3 people, but I don't know who it is. But please reach out, okay? Bye from me.